Good evening, Trinity. How are you, girl? Let me know how the volume is. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Come on in. I know you all were wondering when was I going to come back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to all the Virgos. Another beautiful general reading. Happy Halloween to all of those who are celebrating. Yes, a general reading for the sign of Virgo. Welcome to Tarot TV1 with Madam Voodoo on this beautiful rainy Halloween. Yes, well, you already know, you guys. Take what resonate, leave the rest. So, before I begin, allow me to just say that due to YouTube making so many changes, I really do. I have to watch what I say because YouTube is going through and they are removing videos. Okay, they will take a video down for absolutely really no reason whatsoever. And so I have to watch what I say. I have to be real sweet. Okay. Yeah, general reading, you guys. I didn't really send out no notifications. I really didn't. You know, I just been on hermit mode, taking a moment to go within and reflect, you know, spiritually cleanse on the inside. Examine some things. So Virgos, as you come in, good evening, Porsche girl. How are you? I see you guys. Let's see, what time is it now? Time now is 5:28 p.m. Eastern Time where I am. Okay, you guys. So by all means, as you come in, do please hit the notification bell, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Let's give it a thumbs up. Let's, let's go ahead on and communicate. Let's connect with spirit. Let's cleanse the energy. Matter of fact, let me get my incense out. And then we will continue on with your reading, Virgos. Especially on this here Halloween. I know we've been having a lot of full moon energy for some. I know we've had a full moon of what, Taurus moon. It's been doing a number of different things, Virgos. But for the most part, it's always good to take a moment to go within and reflect and go on hermit mode and say less and just let some people be where they are. Let them think they know everything. Let them put more energy into you than you do them. And simply do not feed it. Sometimes you really do have to protect your energy. Speaking of protecting your energy, we are going to jump into the Orisha Tarot. I love this book. I absolutely love it because it's very deep, okay? So, Virgo, for some of you, first three cards that came out was the Five of Swords, the Death card, with the Devil card. That's not a good message. So, what that is basically saying, Virgos, is that When that Five of Swords shows up first, and that Five of Swords comes with that Death card, that is basically saying that you have a thief among you. And that for some of you, you could have opened the door and let this person in, and they could have taken something right underneath your nose without you knowing it. Reason being, or you can have someone who's trying to come in and steal something from you and use it against you. For some, this is somebody who is trying to come in and strip you of all your power. They are trying to do things to remove you of all your creativity when it comes to your skills, when it comes to who you worship and look up to. They're trying to do some things to remove your power. And so that means you have to really carefully protect yourself at this time, because when you got this person showing up in the Five of Swords and they coming in to try to do something to you, and they're bringing with them the Death card, this means you're dealing with someone who is not only trying to end you maliciously by trying to do something negative, okay, but this person is wishing you harm. They have nothing good to say about you. For some, they are like preying on your health, you know, wanting you to be sick. They are wanting to tear everything down around you. And see, sometimes you have to understand that when you are dealing with someone like the devil, this person comes with multiple split personalities and addictions, whether, no matter what type of substance, drugs, or alcohol, people, places, and things. It can be both masculine energy, feminine energy, male, female, co worker, spouse, lover, whatever the case may be. But they was definitely trying to end you, no doubt, trying to definitely set you up, definitely wanting you to bereave and grieve in silence, angry with you for some sort of reason. And see, that's why I always say, let those who send a curse be cursed. Hmm. You know, and break the chains, break the cycle. Once you break the chains and you break the cycle, you know, then really no harm could be done. They can try. Yeah, they can try. And so basically, Virgo, some of you could find yourself really going through a lot of obstacles and challenges within these past couple of months, 3, 4 weeks to say the least. And it can really either cause you to suffer mentally and emotionally, trying to wound you and leave a scar, trying to break your self esteem. This is someone who tried to break you to the point where they didn't want you to get back up. Tried to definitely distract you, come in, cause a lot of confusion and problems. They wanted to injure you to a point where you couldn't get up and walk for some. They wanted to make it so they can see you suffer, you know? But this person don't really know you like that, some of my Virgos, okay? Because for some of my Virgos, You're gifted for some of you. Okay. Some of you are aware of your ability. Some of you know how to put forth certain things into action. So what I will do is get into your cards because I try not to say much. And the reason why you don't see me come up here all the time is because I know I have people sitting back waiting to see what my next step is going to be. What am I going to say? Um, and that's why my readings are so different, because I choose not to copy behind other people. Because you have a lot of other YouTube reader, and no shade, I'm not bringing nobody down, but a lot of times you could become very overwhelmed when you tune in and you take in so many different readings that they begin to all sound the same. Moving along. Virgo, when it comes to this here reading, this is like a spiritual message, a message from spirit. Some people will be able to understand, some people will be able to receive a message, some may not. Those who do not understand, that just simply means you're not ready. You understand what I'm saying? You're not ready. But for those who are ready and you are aware and you do know, what and if you know, you know. Okay? So, Virgo, in this case here, we're going to start off with the Queen of Cups. Okay? So, when we come in with the Queen of Cups, we have almost like a mother figure, right? It don't have to necessarily be a mother figure. But I will say this is a woman who is fully aware of her gifts. Okay? And she's blessed by her gifts. Therefore, she knows the correct time when to be creative. And when she works on her creativity, this is her way of communicating with spirit. What can I do for spirit to communicate with spirit? How can spirit and myself connect to one another? What is it that spirit needs for me to do? And so when you got the Queen of Cups and her passion and her gift is being creative, working well with her hands, for she is gifted when it comes to knowing how to protect herself, when it comes to paying full attention to her intuition. And then you have the King of Cups along with the Queen of Cups. So when the King of Cups comes and the King of Cups connects with the Queen of Cups, you have this King of Cups who is definitely spiritually led. Okay? And when it comes to this King of Cups right here, his job when it comes to working beside the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups' job is knowing how to uh, manipulate in a spiritual manner when it comes to the King of Cups. The King of Cups is someone who's also creative, but he uses his gift in a different way when it comes to communicating with spirit. So when it comes to the King of Cups communicating with spirit, the King of Cups knows that a closed mouth don't get fed. Therefore, when it comes to the King of Cups is somebody who knows how to praise and rejoice and worship out loud and speak in tongues and send that code to shake spirit, to wake spirit. And so when the Queen and the King of Cups come together to communicate with spirit, they're communicating with spirit for a reason, because judgment is here. And so whenever judgment shows up in a reading with both the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, the judgment shows up to say no one is perfect. And even though I tried to warn you about this here mistake, you wasn't hearing what was being said to you because you was ignoring it. But now, spirit is a forgiving spirit. That's not to say that you will not learn from your actions or you will not learn from your mistakes, because all mistakes has consequences. Therefore, when the judgment shows up to say, okay, if this is the action that you choose to take, then you're going to have to receive some sort of consequences behind your mistakes. Therefore, you're going to have to learn the hard way. And so what happens is when you miss an opportunity and you don't receive this spiritual wake up call, sometimes people tend to focus on material objects versus spiritual objects. And when you place material objects ahead of spiritual principle, even though spirit is a forgiving spirit, spirit is also a jealous spirit. Okay? And so, like it says in the Bible, there are two masters. You will love one and hate one, or you will love one more than the other. You cannot worship both. So pick and choose wisely. For when you get caught up on material possession, it causes one to become a bit possessed and obsessed, wanting to take control and wanting to dominate a situation. And what normally happens is, in this situation like this, is it causes you to lose everything you have, having to pretty much start all over again and hit rock bottom. And so what happens when that takes place is, here go the Page of Wands. Who that just came in? Welcome to the chat. Is that Randall? What's going on? So when the Page of Wands shows up, the Page of Wands is saying, okay, yes, I'm ready for something new. But at the same time, the Page of Wands is somebody who also has to learn how to humble themselves. The Page of Wands is someone who has to pay attention and has to be quiet, slow to speak, quick to listen, learn how to be teachable. It's like when you start a new job, just because you go back to doing something that you are familiar with doesn't mean you know everything. Therefore, you must learn to be teachable, and you must learn how to become a student and learn how to humble yourself and lose the ego. So sometimes we have to take a seat in the back and we have to start all over again. That's like saying you had a good job and now all of a sudden you have another job because things didn't go according to plan. Now you're starting from the ground up where you have to wash dishes, scrub the floor, whatever the case may be. And the reason why you're doing what you're doing is because when it comes to this here Ten of Pentacles, you have family to provide for. And so when it comes to learning and taking in and being ready for something new, you're saying that I am willing to do whatever it takes for me to get back on my feet in order for me to reach this here Ten of Pentacles and be able to provide for my family. And so when you find yourself in a situation like that, sometimes it will cause us to go within, not just on hermit mode, but it will cause us to go within with the Page of Pentacles. And in this case, this is someone who's very spiritually led when it comes to the Orisha. And those of you who are familiar with the spirit of Orisha, if you have studied or done any type of research when it comes to your African descendants and your ancestors, For those of you who are familiar with Orisha, and when it comes to the subject of voodoo, some people may say, well, voodoo is considered a wicked thing or whatever the case may be. But if you're really educated when it comes to voodoo, voodoo is a spiritual religion that began back in slavery. And therefore, the only way that, the slaves back then had a way of communicating with spirit, they would go into spiritual voodoo practices in order to spiritually save themselves and cleanse themselves. And one of the things that they would do is they would sacrifice. Sometimes one of the ways of sacrifices is you would have to get a hold of a bird, whether it was a white dove, you know what I'm saying? You would get a hold of a bird. Sometimes, if I mean, I could go really deep with it, but I'm not. But because there was a time, especially in New Orleans, depending on what part of the South you're from, some people who study Orisha, and if you go into the dark witchcraft of it, then those who study the dark witchcraft of it, there's two sides of it, right? You have some people who are really dark in witchcraft where they will choose to bleed a bird or bleed a bat to get the bat wings. And then you have other spiritual orishas who do voodoo where they sacrifice the birds by getting the feathers off it. They would strangulize the bird. It's just like if you ever been to the South and you travel to the country, and when people kill chickens, they strangle the chicken, right? When you buy your chicken at a grocery store, that chicken has been strangled. Okay, the chicken's been strangled, the head comes off, you know what I'm saying? They get the feathers off. So the same way people kill chickens is the same way how when it comes to the spiritual religion of going in and taking a moment to go in spiritually, the page of Pentacles. When it comes to the page of Pentacles, this is someone who is tapping into their spiritual realm, um knowing the job is not clean, but they choose to do it so that they can really um speak to spirit. And when it comes to the page of Pentacles, trying to communicate with spirit by sacrificing this here bird, they are reaching out to the godmother Orisha. The godmother Orisha comes in the form of the Empress. Okay, the Empress is someone who leads by example when it comes to raising her godson. Okay, and in this case here, it's like being a mother having an adult, a son who could be, and they hard-headed, disobedient, sometimes in their early 20s, sometimes even their early 30s, right? And they don't listen, and they go out there, they want to, hang out in a club, drink, smoke, or whatever, hang out with the boys, and they bump their head, they get in trouble. And when they get in trouble and they have nobody to turn to, in most cases, boys will always turn back to their mothers. Or sometimes when we don't have nobody to talk to, and let's say your mother has passed on, or your father has passed on, or your grandparents have passed on, and you get in your private prayer corner and you begin to pray. Sometimes we tend to look up to our heavenly grandparents and ancestors, great grandparents, and you become the empress, the godmother. The godmother is someone who's a lot like the queen of pentacles when I think of the empress, because the empress is the godmother Orisha, and to me the queen of pentacles is a lot, she carries that empress energy too, because that mother Orisha is someone who nurtures. She's a healer. She's a healer, she's a nurse, she's a doctor. She's the one who cares for everybody. She's the one who's filled with compassion. She's caring, kind-hearted, and giving, and sharing, and sincere. She doesn't expect nothing back in return. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who knows how to separate herself from things that no longer serve her. Okay? Moving on to your reading. For those of you that's just coming in, by the way, shout out to those of you just coming in on the chats. I see some of you guys coming in. Welcome to the chats. We are doing your reading off the Orisha Tarot. Okay, this is by Andrew McGregor. I love it. Okay. Let me see. Do I have the box anywhere around me? And I would show it to you if I did. I don't think I have it nearby. But anyway, it's a very good deck. You know, this is what the outside of the box look like. These are the deck of cards. Um, it teaches you a lot about Orisha, religion, and spiritual ancestors, your roots and your background. It's really deep. I really love it. But moving on to your reading, Virgos. Okay, so we spoke about the Page of Pentacles, the Empress, Judgment. We spoke about the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, right? How they spiritually communicate with spirit in different ways in order to avoid this here sacrifice, this spiritual transformation, in order to keep from having to face a harsh consequences, right? Because in this situation here, you coming in with this here Ace of Swords. So when you come in with the Ace of Swords, again, this Ace of Swords is coming in saying, let go of the ego, right? Let go of the ego. Because you do have this here Ace of Cups, this new beginning, right? So when it comes to the Ace of Swords with the Ace of Cups, let's not get too big-headed. Let's not boost or brag about what you have coming your way when it comes to this new beginning. So sometimes you have to say less, and you have to move in moderation when it comes to that Sagittarius, that what is that known for? I want to say the Temperance card. You know what I'm saying? When you get to move in moderation, learn how to be patient. You know what I'm saying? And seek spirit. And sometimes you have to examine all areas when it comes to that High Priestess. Okay, with that Hermit card, taking a moment to go within. Okay. Because when it comes to this here Ace of Swords and this Ace of Cups, this new beginning, okay, it's going to bring you to this here Six of Wands, right? And so when it comes to the Six of Wands, in order to gain this here victory and receive this victory, when it comes to the Six of Wands, it's like the old saying. I know my brother DMX used to always say, never forget where you come from, because one day somebody will remind you. So when it comes to this here Six of Wands, Spirit is asking you, do you know who you are? Do you know where you come from? Do you know whose you are? Do you know what it is you're supposed to be doing? So when it comes to this here Six of Wands, the message for the Six of Wands is to uh, be aware of all three in order for you to gain this here victory, knowing how to use all three gifts. Leading by example. Because when it comes to this here Eight of Wands, Spirit is saying that you have to think before doing. Take a moment to go within and recharge your battery. You know, take a minute to go within, because you now are receiving that freedom to move forward. That's bringing you toward this here Nine of Wands. And so it's like this here, when it comes to dealing with the spirit of Orisha, it's important that you think before doing. It's important that you lead by example. It's important that you know when to take a break and recharge your battery. It's important that you don't put too many things on your plate, because the time has come for you to manifest. And when it comes time for you to manifest, that's when you are supposed to step into your Queen of Cups mode, right? Especially if you're single. But if you're in a relationship, then that's when the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups come together and they work together. And they work together to call on the godmother, Orisha. Godmother hears your prayers. And see, when it comes to dealing with this here Six of Wands, Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands energy, the reason being, and the reason why, again, like I said, is because we want to uh, start over. We're ready for something new. But in order for us to achieve this with new, we have to humble ourselves and ground ourselves and learn from our past mistakes and our errors, right? Sometimes we may have to admit to our wrongdoing, and we have to cleanse ourselves spiritually. So when it comes to dealing with that Six of Wands, with that Eight of Wands, and that Nine of Wands, Spirit is saying to Orisha that when it comes to dealing and working with Orisha, you need to make an offering to Orisha. Therefore, what are you going to bring to Orisha? What are you going to give to Oshan? Sometimes you have to bring that gift to the water. You need to find a lake, an ocean, a pool. Bring that gift to Oshan. Offer Orisha a gift. Bring it to your altar. Create, communicate. What are you good at? You know what I'm saying? What do you know how to do? Take back your power when it comes to the King of Wands. Because when it comes to the King of Wands, you could be both masculine and feminine energy. But the King of Wands is standing up for what the King of Wands believes in when it comes to knowing how to use their power. Knowing how to make an offer to the sun when it comes to the sun. I hope some of you were able. I hope some of you are getting this. I hope you are receiving this message. For those of you who need to receive it, how you doing, CJ? I see you guys coming in. That's why I said I love this here deck, okay? Because even though you are being spiritually attacked by the enemy, the message in for you is not to feed into it. Don't give the energy, don't give your energy over to the enemy. Don't feed into it. Because sometimes one of your biggest distractions is it'll come in causing you to suffer with some sort of feeling overwhelmed with anxiety, feeling rush. I have to do this right now. I need to do it. Oh my God! And let me hurry up and do this right now. Oh my God! Oh my God! I need to do this right now. Let me get. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh my God! Lord have mercy! I'm losing. My mom is losing. No, Spirit is saying, hold up. Pull your energy back. Pull your energy back. Let's take a moment to reflect. Let's get in your private prayer corner. Let's grab your prayer cloth. Let's anoint that prayer cloth. Let's do what you have to do to protect yourself. Take a moment to breathe and go within. Cleanse your chakras, work on your chakras. Knowing how to protect yourself and when to protect yourself. Because when you find yourself being spiritually attacked and it comes in as a distraction and it causes and it tries to force you into thinking, okay, I'm about to lose my mind, I'm about to hit right bottom, I'm about to lose it all. You have the Three of Wands. And see Orisha sitting here. She got a chicken. She has, you know what I'm saying, the wands waiting for ships to come in. She's willing to make that sacrifice to spirit. So it's just like right now. And see, I try not to share too much because I don't know who's watching, right? Because yes, I am a voodoo priest, and yes, I am a madam of voodoo, 100%. I was born, empath, psychic medium for oh Lord, since I was like 25. You know what I'm saying? So a long time, over 25 years. And when it comes to your altar, the place where you sacrifice and cleanse and prayer, there's certain things you must have on your altar in order to really connect the spirit. This is why spirit tells you to, when it comes to that page of pentacles, that page of pentacle represents knowing what feeds you, right? And when it comes to knowing what feeds you have to be careful with what you allow to place inside your temple, okay? Because your temple is your spiritual crown. Therefore, you ought to protect your throat chakra, your crown chakra, your solar plexus. And we need to be careful when it comes to what we take in, right? And because we're under spiritual attack, it's important that you take your vitamins and you drink your daily water and you focus on your herbal teas, right? And sometimes you have to release that no longer serves you. Sometimes the person laying beside you can be your most biggest enemy and you don't even know it. See, when you have a strong connection, a strong bond with spirit, then spirit will come and you and spirit will communicate. And then you have like your godmother or your your spiritual ancestors on the other side. I tell people never be afraid to use their spiritual ancestors. Never be afraid to pray and worship and call upon your spiritual ancestors to come and cover you, protect you, anoint you, deliver you, heal you, hug you, kiss you, touch you, tap you, show you the right way. And if there's anything that's evil, negative, wicked, and dark, then you have your spiritual ancestors remove that. If it don't belong and it needs to exit the building, exit the door. Right? I used to be afraid to be alone some years ago, but then I had to learn how to protect myself and get comfortable with being alone and not let the negative, the darkness, that shadow scare me away from my gift. The Eight of Pentacles, focusing on your spiritual craft, your passion. What's up, Desmo? I see you coming in. Root work is real, right? Root work is real. And it's good. It's important to know. It's important to know, right? It's important to know. And tell people all the time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of years. But when it comes to working with Orisha, when it comes to working with Oshan, there are things you need to know. One must be led correctly. You must understand the signs, the symbols, the symbols you need to know. You need to know when spirit is talking to you. Because many of you have dealt with this here third party situation when it comes to the Three of Swords. And this is where all these negative, evil intentions and jealousy and hostility is coming from. This here third party. You have someone who is still, this person wounded you many years ago, but okay. They wounded you many years ago, Virgo. I feel like for the most part, a lot of y'all are over that. I mean, because I'm a Virgo, okay? And so, and I have Virgo placement 3 times, okay? I'm a Virgo sun, and then I have Virgo in 2 other places in my birth chart. So, when it comes to being a Virgo, I can tell you, speaking for myself, I'm not even focused on nothing from the past, okay? Anything that did anything to me in the past, I've been over that for a long time now. I've been healed over that, right? So, I would hope that most of you have healed and you're over the BS as well. But you still have people who they put a lot of energy into you, Virgo. And what I mean by that is they tune in. They spy on you. They watch you. They try to keep up with you. They try to be just like you. They do little things to also piss you off. you know, and you just got to keep moving. You just got to keep moving forward. You just got to keep moving forward because if you was doing something wrong, then you wouldn't be getting these spiritual attacks or receiving these downloads. But for the most part, I feel like you're over it. But you have somebody who's dealing with your person or who has dealt with your person. And that person is the one who's holding all this jealousy and this animosity over you. You know what I'm saying? As far as the situation with you and the person from the past, I don't even think the other person who you dealt with is really holding animosity against you anymore. I think they're over that. In the beginning they had a lot of animosity toward you, but I feel like whoever it was you dealt with in the past, they kind of, because time apart, you guys done had time apart, so their energy toward you is different. Even though they watch you, I feel like they understand you now. They have a better understanding. Therefore, they have a little bit of respect for you, because they know you're not the same person. They see your change. They see your growth. They know that you're not, you're nothing like the same person you used to be for some of you. Okay, some of you are still learning. Some of you are going through. Some of you are still choosing to repeat those same cycles. Time has come for you to break those cycles. But now, the people or the person who was dealing with your ex, the one who's holding all this animosity toward you, okay? That's the person who can't stand you because of your strength, because of your light, okay? When you walk in a room, you glow. Your light is there. You're shining. You're beautiful. You're healthy. You're living. You're learning. That person can't stand you. You know? How the hell you keep rising above the ash if they can't stand the living damn sight of you? So that's the one. But again, I always say don't feed it, right? Don't feed it. Don't worry about it. Just get in your private prayer altar. And I always tell people to create an altar. Feel free to book a reading. If y'all want to book a reading because it's Halloween. I'm doing Halloween specials. I told all my Virgos, especially if you're on this channel and you are a subscriber to this channel, then please book a reading because all 20-minute readers are $20 just until 12 o'clock midnight tonight. So what time is it now? So if y'all want to book a reading for $20 and get that 20-minute 20, you know what I'm saying? It's 6:08 p.m. where I am Eastern time. Okay, so y'all got to 12 o'clock midnight if y'all want to get that $20 special and book a reading for $20. All right, so that I could kind of give y'all some ideas, some pointers on how to create your altar and what to place upon your altar and how to work your altar. Okay. And shout out to everybody that's coming in the chats. If I don't see you, welcome to the chats. Welcome to the chats because I'm using my phone, you guys. I don't have my computer on, so I don't have my glasses on right now. Okay, but definitely welcome. If it's your first time here, please do feel free to subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share the channel. We welcome super chat. If you want to super chat, make a little donation to the channel, feel free to super chat. We appreciate that. Or if you want to love donate to Cash App, you could do that too. If you want to book a reading, feel free to do that as well. At bookme.ym@gmail.com. Now, I always tell people it's important to work on your shadow work, right? If you're going to do like a shadow, people say, okay, some people use shadow journals. That's good. That starts off. You know what I'm saying? Shadow journal is like working with the diary. That's good. That helps you out too for beginners, right? But for myself, when I'm at home by myself and I have to find something to bring me down, to calm me down, and take a deep breath. There are things that I work on, and I'm just going to take down a couple of books just to kind of show you guys, okay? Because I have them here. There's some books that I absolutely love that I work with myself when I am at home. So I'll share it with you. Sorry, Buddha. I'm sitting here taking down my Buddhas just to show y'all, okay? But the books that I absolutely love, this is one of my favorite, Signs and Symbols. It's a beautiful book. It's a hardcover book. What? $34 in Canada is $26 in the United States. So it has so many different things in here, even when it comes to, teaching you about how to read palms, teaching you how to, you know, all that, tarot cards, different signs. It's beautiful. Fertility, childbirth, spiritualists, you know what I'm saying? Teaching you all types of things. One of my books. It's an amazing book. I love this book when I am at home and I do my studies. That's one of the books I use. Another book of mine that I love, Astrology. This is a good book too, for those of you that can see that. That's a good book. Also, The Modern Astrology. Another beautiful book that I absolutely love, okay? Because it talks about everything. It has every sign in here, every placement that you have, everything that you want to know. And if it's something that you don't know, then I do a lot of my work. This is my big book, okay? I do a lot of my work in the secret language of birthdays. This is a very thick book, okay? As you can see, it's a very thick book, a very heavy book. That's where I do a lot of my studies, like I said. But yeah, Virgo, I share these books with you guys because it's a journey. You know what I'm saying? It's a spiritual journey. Nothing that happens overnight. It takes time. It takes time. Okay. So those are just a few things that I use to do my own shadow work. And so not to take up your time, but I wanted just to kind of share that with you guys a little bit. It's also good to study your crystals when it comes to learning about which crystals to use for protection, the proper crystals, even when it comes to knowing what crystals to shop for. Again, like I said, feel free to and if y'all can hear that ambulance and police car going by, I apologize. I got my mic on, so I don't know. Some of you may be able to hear that, but I apologize for that noise. Okay, but get back into these cars. I just wanted to share some of those books with you guys. Got my herbs. Okay. Like I said, you're welcome. Thank you. All right. So let's see what other card came out here. The Tower. Okay. So yeah, see, like I said, when this tower comes in, unexpected, unabrupt changes, something that may shock you or may shake you, shake the situation, something that you wasn't prepared for. Or for some, you may have already gone through the tower, or you may be going through the tower and coming out of it. You're going through a transformation. You're going through this cycle, this change, this rebirth, this teaching of showing you who it is that's really in charge. Because I feel like when you deal with demonic spirits and you deal with people who are coming in with animosity, envy, and jealousy, a lot of times people will try to distract you on their own belief, and they may say some crazy stuff like, um, when you're dealing with this negative energy, you could be dealing with someone who's so demonic or so dark and so twisted that to them, they tend to think that it's hell here on earth because of all the things that we see. It's a lot of hell and misery here on earth. I'm not going to deny that. You know what I'm saying? Every time you turn the TV on or whatever, a lot of times I don't even watch TV. I keep my TV off. I don't even look at TV. So you have to protect your vision. You have to protect your mind. You have to protect what you allow, what you feed yourself with. And so I say that to say you have to be careful because you have some people that will tell you that because they view earth as being hell here on earth, you can have some people that say, well, you know what? The devil has more power than God, right? That's why I said people become confused when it comes to these spirits, and these demonic things. They try to live for both masters, and they can't. And it's like, but you'll have people that try to confuse you and distract you by trying to say that if God had any control of power, then we wouldn't go through all these problems that we're going through because the world is so messed up. But then people got to understand how Jesus was brought to the cross by his own people, right? And that God is a forgiving God because he had to forgive us of our sins. Therefore, he made a human sacrifice where he sent his only begotten son to the cross to shed blood in order for us to be forgiven of our sins and our shortcomings. Amen. So sometimes we make mistakes, but when you have a relationship and a bond with spirit, spirit knows your heart. Okay, because the heart never changes. Therefore, if you are someone who is sincere and honest and you know you have that 100% relationship and bond with spirit, spirit not only will forgive you, but spirit will protect you and teach you how to protect you and help you to cleanse. Okay, we've all been in some dark spaces. Okay, I've had some dark moments. Yes, I have. I've been there, done that, and did that, right? But it was spirit who kept me. You know? So let's see what else wants to come out. I love this Orisha deck, you guys, because it goes deep. Okay. Yeah, the moon. Again, for me, when I see the moon, and they say the moon is all about deception. But the moon is also about, dark shadows, right? Somebody, yeah, something may not be as what it appears to be. Somebody around you could definitely be wearing a false mask and could definitely be hiding their true emotions for sure, keeping some things in the dark. And if you got somebody who is walking around wearing a false mask, then that veil is about to be lifted. Okay. And so everything that's done in the dark is always comes to the light. It what goes around comes back around. And when people do things to you, it's gonna come back to them. You know what I'm saying? Triple fold. That's why right now what you see in front of you, this right here, this is a protection spell. Okay, that's what you're looking at. Okay. This is my little ritual. Can't share it on YouTube. Feel free to book a reading out, and I'll be happy to assist you with that. All right. The Eight of Swords just came out, so some of you could be feeling trapped and isolated, stuck. Some of you could be all in your head when it comes to trying to figure out what's your next move because you can't see it. But some of you could feel that you're going through a spiritual transformation, a spiritual change. Okay, and so I feel like Spirit is saying, get out your head because the longer you stay in your head, it's a distraction. And things that distract you come to pull you away from your spiritual faith. Okay, when things come to distract you, they pull you away from your sacred altar. They pull you away from being able to communicate the Spirit. Again, I do apologize for those sirens, chat. When you live in the city, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Sirens are just something that you don't hear, all right? But yeah, Virgo, so don't let things distract you. Because when distractions come, it comes to pull you away from spirit. Okay, so sometimes you just gotta block out those distractions and you have to call upon the Lord or ask Spirit to come and help you and send your guardian angels to cover you Learn who your angels are. Okay. Yeah, cause see the hyphen card. You could be dealing with a Taurus. Okay. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. Some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. Some of you could be dealing with a vicious air sign. Okay. Feel like a Libra. You can have a jealous Libra somewhere around you. And this could be somebody who can also have Libra, Taurus, Capricorn placements. Scorpio, some of you also dealing with as well. Two of Pentacles, you could definitely be trying to multitask. Having too many things on your plate at one time is causing you to become unbalanced. It's causing things to become unevenly yoked and unstable, where you're not paying attention to what you're doing, and if you're not careful, something is going to fall. Okay? So when it comes to this here hyphen card, okay, this Taurus, okay, this can have to do with your pentacles, the earth sign. When it comes to the hyphen card, that's all about religion, seeking answers from a higher source. Again, needing to let go of your ego, needing to sit down and become teachable, become a student. You know what I'm saying? So you could be dealing with somebody who is a little bit superficial. You could be dealing with somebody who's all up in their head, ego driven. You know what I'm saying? Just petty as hell, immature, and so you view this person as being childish. But I feel like this person knows better. They challenge you because of some things they're going through themselves that has nothing to do with you. Okay? And so it's like this person is sitting here, but they're not paying attention to spirit because they choose to do their own thing. I feel like you could be dealing with a Taurus that's really, really all up in their feelings. When it comes to you, I feel like this Taurus is the one that's feeling stuck, okay? Feeling trapped. And whoever it is they are dealing with, there's a lack of communication between them and their person. And they could be beating themselves up. And so it's like this Taurus is living in a one-sided situation, obligated because they have kids with this person. They can even be married, but they're not happy. So if they have some regrets, they're unhappy, they're sad, they're miserable because they're thinking about the times you and them shared the good times. Okay. So again, this person is coming. This person could be Taurus with Pisces somewhere in their chart. Or this could be you being a Pisces and they're hiding their feelings emotionally and not letting it be, they're not letting it be told. You know, and so for some, they can feel as though they lost you because you have moved on without them. So shout out to everybody in the chats. Like I said, feel free to book a reading if need be. Because this right here is like a spiritual message for some that you need to receive. Okay, those of you that need to receive it. Okay. And those of you that need, like I said, the book of reading so that I can, what I'm saying, I can kind of help you out with your crystals, learning that, your different crystals, learning how to create a spiritual altar and what to place upon that altar, and knowing how to do your spiritual shadow work when it comes to knowing how to communicate with spirit. Okay. And if you want that $20 discount, you got to 12 o'clock midnight to get that $20 special. After 12 o'clock, it's going up. Queen of Wands. I love the Queen of Wands, okay? The Queen of Wands is beautiful. The Queen of Wands know who she is. She walks in her power and her strength. She's grounded. She got her shit together, okay? She knows how to use her gift. She's been well trained. She focuses on the things that's most important. She knows what to feed herself. Some of you can have Leo in your chart when it comes to your strength card. You know what I'm saying? And knowing how to speak up for yourself. Needing to be courageous. Yeah, because I feel like you could be dealing with somebody who could be trying to overpower you. Spirit saying don't let them. Okay. I think I'm going to kind of leave it there, Virgos. Let me see. Because I feel like I'm teaching a class here. But anyway, let's see. Let's say one more. Let's do one more card. And I think I'm going to leave it. The Page of Swords. Another good one, you know. The Page of Swords is someone, okay, who's aware of other people's secrets, okay? The Page of Swords is somebody who, when they come into a spiritual place, they sit down and they take notes and they observe the situation and they say less, but they pay attention. You understand what I'm saying? And so they can be driven with ambition, but sometimes they have to think before doing because they can also tend to lead on impulse, which is why sometimes the Page of Swords is always careful because they tend to think, you know what I'm saying? So they good. This is not somebody who's going to tell your secrets, and this is not somebody who's going to tell their secrets, if that makes sense. Okay? Desmo saying a part two. You want me to give a part two? Like I said, feel free to book that $20 reading and we'll go deeper into it. I didn't want to come in here because, like I said, I feel like I'm teaching and I'm trying not to, release too much information because I don't know who's watching. If y'all want to know about this here protection ritual spell that I'm doing right here, please feel free to reach out, okay? I will tell you. All right, Bergs, that's it. I'm going to let you go. All right, because as I always have to protect my throat chakra, which means it's time for me to do what? When I get through with all my readings, what do I always do? I have to make me a cup of herbal tea, okay? So yeah, King of Swords came out. So the King of Swords is all about mental clarity and truth, okay? Sometimes you have to be careful when dealing with this King of Swords too, because they can also be a bit selfish. You know what I'm saying? They can be stubborn as hell. You could be dealing with somebody stubborn as hell. You could be dealing with an earth sign who has a little bit of air in their chart. But you're definitely dealing with this envy, this female feminine energy against you, okay? Yeah, because some of you are going on defense mode. And when you go on defense mode, the best way to go on defense mode is putting spirit first. It's like I said, because some of you are dealing with a lover. Past or present, only you know. Gemini energy, alright? Alright, Birds. I'm going to leave it there, child, okay? You could be dealing with a younger Page of Cups, okay? So you could be getting ready to receive some sort of unexpected news or information. Alright, okay, Birds, that's it. I am out, you guys. Y'all like my rings? Ain't it cute? I love my rings, right? Y'all see that ring? It's beautiful. See my other rings? These are gorgeous. I love them. I lost one of my other rings, but it's all good. I might have to replace that pinky ring. I lost that. But I love this. Okay, I really do. This is like my baby right here. A couple of my babies are my tigers. These are my little babies. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. All right, what's up, Brittany? You said the green one? This one right here? Which one? This one? That green one? Yeah, that's that Perdo. That's that Virgo. That's the August. That's our birthstone. For those of you that are August Virgos, this is your birthstone right here if you are August Virgo. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys. I'm out. God bless. I love you guys.